everyone, this is Daniel of the Span, also known as Leland211, and I am gonna try and start a new series called Let's Talk About Video Games. This is where I'll probably talk about video games, video game franchises, or just one video game in particular. Today I'm going to be talking about Arkham Knight, Batman, and this is a game I recently got like a few weeks ago, and I've been playing it non-stop ever since. And before I get into the game, I just want to make clear to you that this is not a review of the game. Well, kinda is, but it's just my thoughts on the game and what I think about it, what I've heard people say about it, my opinion, what I disagree, agree, and that's pretty much what I intend with this new series. And if you guys want me to talk about any other games, please leave a comment below, and I'll try and get to that game. So without further ado, Batman Arkham Knight. Now, before I get into this game, I'll tell you my brief thoughts about the previous Arkham games. I've only played, previously played Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, but today I wanted to talk about Arkham Knight, which is has pretty mixed reviews. I've been hearing a lot about, and it seems kind of odd that I would be talking about a game that's a year old, but whatever. That's my habit. I usually get games that are like a year old or a few years old, so Batman Arkham Knight, what's the story? So the story, spoilers, this is major spoilers. So if you have not played the game, or you've not seen the story or anything, don't watch this. So the story is Scarecrow takes over Gotham City with he threatens everybody with the fear toxin, and there's an army of militarized terrorists, and pretty much Batman has to stop it. That's pretty much the game, but there's a lot more complex things that go on in the game as you progress. And I have to say, it's a really good game. I'm not sure where it falls under, like, which is my favorite Arkham game. By the way, I have not played Arkham Origins. I've only seen clips of it on YouTube, and it looks okay, but not something I would get. But that's just me. So, what are my thoughts on the game? So, first off, the combat. The combat is a really good, really flowing, really nice combat. Really fluid. Everything is almost perfect. There's lots of cool moves you can pull off with Batman and with thugs and militia. So the combat is good. The Batmobile. This is the first Arkham game to introduce the Batmobile, and I have to say it's really good. But I've heard lots of things about it where people have been saying that the Batman has a tank now in his Batmobile. Like his Batmobile literally turns into a tank, and lots of people don't like that. And there's a lot of that in the game, like lots of parts where you have to fight tanks in a bad tank, and people say it's like overused, but I don't really think so. I think it's pretty well balanced for the game, and like I found myself in the story playing as Batman a little more than playing as the Batmobile / Bat Tank, but it's a good addition to the Batman Arkham games, and good controls all around, good driving controls, good tank controls, all the so. With all that out of the way, here is my disagreements, agreements, what I think the story should focus on more, what it could have been. So I'll get into that now. So what I agree with this game is that it's a really good conclusion to the Batman Arkham franchise, and I think it's really good. Scarecrow is a nice villain. There's spoilers. This is major spoilers, but there's this character, the Joker in Arkham City. The Joker dies at the end, and in this game, Batman gets infected with the Scarecrow's fear toxin, and through the whole game, you see all these Joker hallucinations where Joker is just taunting you all over the game, like saying you. It was your fault. Barbara Gordon died. Spoilers again, and. It's a really good addition, and I think Mark Hamill nails it. I think all the voice actors are really great in their roles, and I really wish that video games had some sort of Oscar nomination thing, because Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy definitely deserve an Oscar or some type of award. That's kind of the thing with the video games, like, not many people ever talk about the voice acting that much. It's really disappointing to me. Like, I think they really need to get more attention, but not with the things I disagree on with people. First off, yeah, the Bat Tank. People say it's overused, but I don't think so. The only time I thought the Bat Tank was overused was the fight with Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke at the end. Like, the boss they had was just a copy of another boss fight in the game, including the Arkham Knight. Oh, which I will get into the Arkham Knight soon, but after. But yeah, Deathstroke, he's like this mercenary assassin, and he fights you with a tank, which is kind of weird. Like, I don't understand why Slade Wilson would have a tank, but I've seen Slade Wilson be kind of not a great villain in other. Well, no. Forgot I said that, but I really do think Slade Wilson is a cool villain in other media I've seen of Batman or DC or Teen Titans and lots of other stuff. But so now with the villain that the game is named off of, Arkham Knight. He's actually a character in the game, and his reveal I will get to later, but right now I was just say the Arkham Knight is a villain who knows Batman personally, and he brought this huge army to attack Gotham, pretty much militarized terrorists. So you can kind of see like why Batman would have a tank, because if your enemy has a tank, you would have a tank too. So I don't know, but so that's a good addition to the Batman franchise, but not with Arkham Knight. So the Arkham Knight turns out to be Jason Todd, who is the second Robin. Am I correct on that? I'm not a big comic book guy, but I do recognize Jason Todd as the second Robin. So that's pretty much the big reveal at the end, is that the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. So I like the twist, but I wish they could have done something really, really good with the twist of the Arkham Knight, because most of the people who know Batman and know the lore would know who Jason Todd is, and under the Red Hood storyline, which I've only seen the animated movie. I have never read the comic where Jason Todd dies, but I do know the history behind it, and it makes sense in the game. But I wish Jason Todd appeared in the previous Arkham games before we saw him declare war on Gotham and on Batman. But it's not bad. But what I would have done better is where, since Batman has the fear toxin stuff throughout the whole game, and he's hallucinating Joker stuff, what if Jason Todd was just an illusion, something Batman wanted to see, because there were moments where when you see the Joker hallucinations, it does show him with Jason Todd beating him with the crowbar and that, but that's not a good. I was actually going to do a theory on that, but I remembered where in the end where the confrontation between Batman and Scarecrow, Jason Todd eventually actually saves Batman in the end of the game. So, like, after they're done fighting and all that, so pretty good. It's not, like I said, it's not a terrible twist, but it could have been done much better. Like, maybe the Arkham Knight could have been Harley Quinn, or someone we didn't know would be the Arkham Knight, someone we didn't expect. But I didn't really expect Jason Todd, so that's pretty good. So what else? So also I want to talk about the Season Pass DLC. Now, when the game released, I'm not sure what the price of it was. I've seen on YouTube some were saying $40. Like, I saw $30 for the Season Pass, so $40. It was in between that and the release date. But when I got it, since I got Arkham Knight a year after the release, it was $20. So didn't come with all the DLC, like the Adam West Batsuit or the Scarecrow challenge missions, but it did come with stuff like the 1966 Batmobile, the '89 Batmobile, racetracks, and all that stuff. And Batman Beyond, which is really nice. So, also to talk about with Arkham Knight, before I forget, the side missions. There's a lot of side missions you can do in in Gotham, and what I've heard from lots of people is that you have to do the side missions in order to get like there's an extra ending. There's an extra ending of the game where Batman, after spoiler alert, Scarecrow takes off Batman's mask to reveal Bruce Wayne, and then after you complete all the side missions, Bruce Wayne goes back to his house, and he kills himself by planting a bomb in his house mansion, and pretty much what happens is that Batman uses the fear toxin to strike fear. Okay, pretty much for him, Bruce Wayne is dead, but Batman is still a thing. Like, it's where Bruce Wayne doesn't have to be Bruce Wayne anymore. He can just be Batman 24/7 all the time. So a lot of people are complaining that you have to complete all the side missions in order to get the ending. And for me, I think that's a really cool way to do a game, because most of the time when you get side missions in games, they don't really add much to the story of the game. I mean, they're fun to do, they're really fun, but most of the time there's no reward for doing the side missions. Well, there is, but for Arkham Knight to have an extra ending after this main story, when you complete all the side missions, it makes the game feel more like you have to be Batman. That's what the tagline of the game is: be the Batman. So, well, one of the criticisms I've heard is that there's a lot of Riddler challenges. Now, for those who don't know, in the previous Arkham games, Asylum, City, I believe Origins had some Riddler stuff too, but mainly in Asylum and City, there was a lot of these Riddler challenges and Riddler trophies to pick up, and there were different ways to get the Riddler trophies. Sometimes you had to solve a puzzle to get them, or there's a Riddler trophy right there. So for me, I actually like the Riddler trophies and challenges, because it's a contrast to all the action and stuff all the stuff that goes on in the game, like the combat, the Predator missions, which I do still kind of suck at, but whatever. So, and lots of games don't really have anything that really, games these days don't really have anything that's challenging to the brain. Well, not that I know. No, I'm pretty sure there are, but I feel most games these days don't challenge you enough. And I think the Riddler challenge stuff in the Arkham games is a really good challenge, especially in Arkham Knight, because there's a lot of different puzzles. There's puzzles you can solve with gadgets. There's puzzles where you can solve with Batmobile, which for some reason people complain about there's being puzzles for the Batmobile. I don't understand that. Like, what's the problem with having the What's the problem with using the Batmobile to solve puzzles? I don't see the problem. We've done that in the previous Arkham games where we had to use certain gadgets to solve puzzles. What's the difference here? We're still using... it's still the same thing, almost, but, and come on guys, 200 Riddler trophies? That's really not that bad, guys. I mean, seriously, 200 Riddler trophies isn't that bad. Sure, it may be hard and time-consuming, but it's not bad. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about Arkham Knight. So, this is Daniel of the Span, and I'll see you all later.